Hi, my name is Nagarjun and this is the final video presentation of machine learning project. Here we are going to see the sales prediction using sentiment analysis and R programming as a platform. As we know, sentiment analysis is also called opinion mining. It is actually the process of determining the emotional tone behind a series of words. Sentiment analysis is an extremely useful tool in social media monitoring. It allows us to gain an overview of the wider public opinion behind certain topics. Today we have chosen Twitter data as a platform from where we retrieve the tweets, the opinions, or the reviews of the public on Chevrolet Camaro. As you might know, Chevrolet Camaro is an American automobile manufactured by Chevrolet. It's been quite some time this car has hit the roads and it's been like the talk of the town. Everyone was speaking mostly about that. So here what we are going to do is capture all those tweets into an Excel sheet. Twitter provides a platform, developer.twitter.com, where you can create your account and retrieve the data file or CSV file to whatever topic we may need. So here I have chosen Chevrolet Camaro and do a semantic analysis, the sentiment analysis for the sales prediction. So you may see here in the Twitter account there are a lot of comments, reviews about Camaro. So we take this comments into a data file, CSV file, and use it for data analysis in R programming. As I mentioned, deliverable 2 report, we are going to see the entire process in 3 different steps, 3 different components. One is, first we are going to build the word cloud, and then we are going to plot the polarity classification graph and then the emotion classification graph. So let's go to RStudio and see the word cloud coding. So before that, what is word cloud? Word cloud is a text mining method. It allows us to highlight the most frequently used keywords in the paragraph text. So here, for that process, we need to first set up our working directory, which this step is doing. And then before proceeding further, we have different packages which needs to be installed and then executed, and then these packages give us facilitate us to proceed with the word cloud execution. So I have clearly explained every package in the final document, but let me again tell you, the Twitter package is to provide an interface to Twitter account. It provides a web API to retrieve data from Twitter. ROAuth provides an interface to OAuth specification, allowing us to authenticate via OAuth to the server of the choice, either if we choose Facebook or any other social media like Twitter, which we are using, or gives us a platform to connect. so that we retrieve the data CSV file. PLYR package provides tool for splitting, applying and combining the data. And this also works in relationship with the PLYR, in which we break big problems down into manageable pieces and operate on each piece and then put all pieces together. String R is like simple consistent wrapper for common string operations, which you will see as we proceed. A very important package is ggplot2. It helps us to draw variety of graphs using R. STTR is to connect to the HTTP using the URLs. Word cloud is the final package which is used to form the cloud of the words shared in the data file based on the frequency of words. Sentiment R is the core for this sentiment analysis. It helps us to classify emotion, classify polarity, which we see as we proceed. Snowball C, it's an R interface to C library, stemmer library that implements Porter's word stemming algorithm. And then TM and TM map. These two are very important packages. They offer functionality for managing text documents, abstraction, manipulation, all the processes which you see moving forward, like removing white spaces, stemming, removing all the stop words, whatnot, and removing the punctuations, all this stuff. It's really very important. And TMAP is like thematic map, or the geographical map. It provides a flexibility and easy use approach to create thematic maps like bubble map, etc. Our color viewer is like, it provides a color stream, to the map. We can see different words in different colors based on their frequency, and this helps us in doing so. So these are the key packages which we need to install to proceed further in our sentiment analysis. Here I have already installed all the packages because it may take some time, and we have maximum of 20 minutes to complete the overall presentation. And these are the packages which need to be executed after the installation. So here I am executing the libraries. I have executed each library separately just to show you. We can select all of them and execute in real time as well. And we can also select all this code and then execute all the code at once. But in order to explain each statement what it does, I'm executing line by line here. This is the CSV file which we have downloaded from Twitter account and saved into our working directory. In the first step, we are reading the complete data into a variable, so that we use this variable moving further in our word cloud formation. So I've executed this. So yeah, this got executed. The next thing which we do is we create a corpus. The text is loading using the corpus function for the text mining. This uses basically basically the TM package, and corpus is a list of document, which stores the data. So I have executed it. So after that, we use a TM map, which is the key package in order to cleanse the data. So we are here going to cleanse the data. We are going to remove unnecessary things like white space, convert text to lower cases, text to plain text, remove punctuations, remove numbers, remove words, strip white spaces, stem the document. These all happens using the TM map. So I'm executing all those steps one by one. And then now we are using brief.pl function. In this function we can pass which color do we want for the word cloud, and now we are assigning it to a variable, and followed by variable, and then we use this variable in the word cloud function, where the parameters are minimum frequency. That means at least the word should be repeated more than 3 times. Maximum word is like infinite. The width and height of the actual word cloud which we want to see, and we set the random order to false, and color to pal, which is the variable where we have stored our color. So when we execute word cloud, it's gonna take some time, but while we have executed it, let me talk about the environment. These are the global variables, my data, in which we are storing. See, the plot has been started off. You can see each word arriving here, and mostly used Camaro, Chevrolet, back, good, drive, engine, power, speed, seat. These are most frequently used words, and it is captured based on the frequencies. The size has been decided. So in this way the word cloud is formed, which we have shown, which I have shown in my final report as well. So here it is. After the word cloud is plot, we can zoom this and see the plot for the clear picture, or we can create a PDF file and then use it later. Now let's move on to the next part, the classification of emotion. Classify emotion is one of the function which we are using for this. The classification happens in different times, like anger, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, and surprise. This gives us a picture of how the people are feeling about the release, and based on what we retrieve, we can use machine learning skills or many other skills to enhance more and get better ideas out of that. So now we are moving on to emotional classification. The similar process has to be followed. You have to set your directory, you have to run all your libraries, which we have done, and then here what we are doing is we are using read.csv to store our CSV file into a variable called data, and then we use classify emotion to pull the data and assign it to a variable, but tell the variable that what algorithm we are using and what is the priority here. Priority here is 1. It's a numerical value which specifies the prior probability to use for the naive Bayes classifier, which is the algorithm which we are using. And then we classifying it into seven different characters. Those are, as I told you, anger, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, surprise, etc. And then we are replacing NA with the unknown, NA variable, like NA word with the unknown things which we don't know, part of sorting. And then data frame is a class or a function which is used to sort the data. So the first parameter is like the data file which we have, and second one is it is asking emotion. What is the emotion parameter? So here we have used the same name, emotion. So we are giving emotion is equal to emotion, and string as factor will be set to false. It means if a list or data frame or matrix is passed to the data frame, it is as if each component or column had been passed as a separate argument. So the data frame is stored into senddf, a variable which is being sorted as shown below. The within function will have the variable as a parameter, and factor function and sort function. The only required argument to factor is vector of values, which will be returned as a vector of factor values. And to change the order in which the level will be displayed for their default sorted orders. So then later part we will be using ggplot, which is used to plot the emotions. It actually, ggplot, as I told you in the libraries, it provides us a wide range to plot useful graphs. Here we are using AES. You can see here it has a list of name value pairs giving aesthetic to map. In the current case it is emotion, and you can see geom bar. It is used to produce 1D area plot, bar chart of categorical X, and a histogram of continuous Y, as you can see in some time. And the color selection can change with one of the scale function. Here we are using scale fill brew, and XY will specify the variables placed in horizontal and vertical axis. So let me go quickly and run each of these statement, and let's see how the graph looks. So after having executed the gplot, we can see the plot have been published here. It may take some time to publish the plot, so this is how it looks. So if we analyze the data, you see huge views are based on joy, followed by anger and surprise and sadness. So we can use this data, this joy data, to analyze more about the sales of the car we have chosen. After classification of emotion, now let's see classification of polarity. There is not much difference of code and classification of polarity, so it may take very less time and we can wind it up. The only difference is like we use the classify polarity function, which mentions base algorithm. So classify polarity, and then we have 4 here because unlike the classification of emotion where we have 7 different parameters, here we have a positive, negative, and neutral and best fit parameters. So we have 4. We move it into the polarity variable, and then followed by importing what type of variable which we want to import into the polarity. We have used polarity, so we assign polarity to polarity, and the remainings are all the same. We use within function here, and we use polarity overall in the ggplot. So it's all the same, but the difference is we use the classified polarity, which will take care itself in our programming. So let's execute step by step. So we have executed it. It may take some time to pull the polarity graph. So here you can see in the environment section we have class emo, which we have executed previously. We have the data, the variable in which we were storing the data for the emotion classification, the my data, which we used for the word cloud, and samdf is the parameter in which we have stored the data frame. And here are the emotion. You see most of the thing as joy, and the my corpus, which is creating the corpus file, and pl where we stored the color. So it may take some time here for the polarity graph to be drawn, and we got the polarity graph. We can zoom in and see. Here we see a lot of thoughts and neutral, followed by positive and negative. So this is how the polarity can be seen. We can do more analysis on the neutral, because there is huge data which is neutral, and we can use machine learning to analyze more, classify more, and understand what exactly the thoughts are under neutral, and analyze more on what exactly the thoughts are positive and what's going negative. So in this presentation we have covered all the 3 parameters as was shown in deliverable 2. Thank you, and the final report will have all the components well explained and details mentioned. Thank you so much.